Pool School, brought to you by the Tote, with Luke Parkinson, Jamie Hart and Jamie Benson.
So Tote ambassador Danny Mullins goes and wins the Stayers Hurdle. What an absolute brilliant performance that was, and the reception was just insane.
Yeah, unbelievable, you know. What a performance from the horse, and fantastic for the syndicate to be here and to enjoy it. You know, they had great celebrations at home last year, but to be here and see, you know, syndicate of fellas from the west of Ireland buying a horse relatively cheap, mixing it with the best in Cheltenham, that's what racing's all about.
And that was almost like the football hero there, getting lifted on the shoulders at the end. It had shades of Bobby Moore in 1966 for England, being lifted up in the Cheltenham parade ring at the end.
Yeah, that was fun, you know, maybe a bit more wobbly than the ride on the track, but you know, they're special moments to be part of.
And just talk us through the ride. It was, well, from my point of view, it was exceptional. You just had two hands on him coming back down the hill, and you were just completely dictating everything.
Yeah, everything went to plan. You know, most of those big races, you go out with plan A to Z, and it never really left plan A today. Everything went so smooth, got out there in a nice rhythm jumping, went a strong gallop and kept it up nicely to the line.
So that was always the plan, was it, just to go out in front? Obviously it was different the last day, but you just went out in front, and I don't even think a horse came near you, did it really? You didn't see another horse's head?
It wouldn't bother me, you know. Next year they're going to think they'll beat him by going ahead of them, but if someone goes ahead of me, it wouldn't bother me once I'm going the pace that I need to go, and once the clock is ticking right for me, I'm happy enough. You know, he's, for a horse with quirks, he's relatively straightforward in doing what you ask him to do, so that's a big help, and he's got a big engine to go with it.
And he seemed fairly relaxed today, didn't he? Normally has a bit of a streak to him, but even with the crowds last year, it was obviously quiet, which would have helped, but he seemed to take it all in his stride today, including this morning on the gallops. Yeah,
you know, he was chilled out, and credit to Gavin Cromwell for that. He's trained all season with Cheltenham in mind, and even this week he brought him over a little bit earlier than most people would, and just a little bit of gas in him early in the week on the gallop has got out of him. He was relaxed, as you see there this morning. He was so chilled and starting to show that spark again, so, you know, credit to Gavin, it made my job easy.
And it's been some season for you now. King George in the bag, another Stayers Hurdle, wins at the Dublin Racing Festival. It's been a season to remember. Yeah,
definitely. You know, coming to Cheltenham at rides like Florence Porter, they're unbelievable. And, you know, Tornado in the Gold Cup tomorrow, who knows what will happen. Good night's sleep tonight and give it a go again tomorrow.
And just sum it up in one word, win it in that race if you can.
Magic.
I guess it's something to do with the Tote sponsoring you that's helped you to win races like this.
Definitely, you know, the Tote have my face all over town, and it's great to repay the faith they've put in me.
You'll certainly be all over town tonight as well, with everybody saying well done to you, and it'll be a great boost for your profile again ahead of tomorrow when you ride Tornado Flyer in what is the big one.
Yeah, you know, the Gold Cup is another very important race, so a bit of sushi and a bit of hot chocolate will do me tonight.
And a quick question from me, Danny. How did the ride on Florence Porter come about? Obviously, you ride a lot for Willie because obviously you're related to him. But how did the ride on Florence Porter actually come about?
So last year, Johnny Moore had a very bad fall a couple of days before Cheltenham, and he wasn't able to take the ride. He done everything in his power to ride him on the day, but I got a call in the 11th hour, and yeah, it just worked out perfectly. It's a match made in heaven.
And we spoke to Willie last night, and he said that tomorrow flying Tornado Flyer, he'll love the rain that come yesterday. What do you think his chances are? Because I put the double on for today and tomorrow, so no pressure, but we would like another victory if we could.
Yeah, I think he's got a very good chance. You know, he went into the King George probably seen as a bit of a no-hoper, but I thought going into that race he had a big each-way chance, and I think pretty much similar going into the Gold Cup tomorrow. I think he's got a good each-way chance, and, you know, fingers crossed. It's a very competitive race, but once he gets into a good rhythm jumping, I think he'll see out the extra bit of distance. Ground won't be an issue. You know, Cheltenham have done a fantastic job on the ground here all week, and, you know, all systems goes, ready to go to war with him.
And obviously just on the distance, a lot of the King George winners can't keep the distance in the Gold Cup. They struggle up the hill. How do you think Tornado will take it tomorrow?
Yeah, the fact that this year we had a lot of rain on Christmas Day before the King George, made the King George more of a stamina test. So the way he jumped and travelled through the middle part of the race, it gives me great confidence to see him get up the hill. You know, when you get to that extra 2 furlongs, you're pretty much into the unknown, but once I can get the horse into a nice rhythm through the middle part of the race and just save a bit of petrol, I think he'll be coming home well.
So Gavin, you've just won with in the Stales Hurdle with Flooring Porter. Our ambassador Danny Mullins rode. What an incredible ride that was.
Yeah, very cool. Everything went perfectly to plan. Danny jumped the third last and took the pole and got a breather into the horse and stacked them up, and it was unbelievably cool.
And what do you think you're going to go on to do next with Flooring Porter now?
Oh, listen, we'll get him home and see. We won't go to Punchestown. We'll try and keep left-handed. I suppose Aintree is a small possibility, but I'm not sure. We'll chat with the owners.
Perfect, thank you very much for your time.
So it's been another brilliant day on day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival. Tote ambassador Richard Johnson's with us. Our other one, Danny Mullins, has gone to party probably. Dickie, it was a brilliant ride from Danny, wasn't it, in the Stayers Hurdle to win on Flooring Porter?
Yeah, it was, because we all were slightly concerned whether Flooring Porter would get too excited with the, all the goings on with all the people here, and actually, Danny managed to sort of keep him reasonably relaxed, and actually, he set the fractions perfectly. And I was hoping Tyne Hill off the bend was going to come, and he did. He ran really well to finish second, but Danny definitely kept enough of his sleeve just to, he was a good strong winner in the end. Absolutely,
he managed to sort of dictate the pace. Didn't it look like Tyne Hill was going to come at him, and then he still had a full handful really.
Yeah, and I think that things, all the racing today, staying has been, a thing you needed to do, obviously, after all the rain yesterday. I think, to be fair to Danny, like you say, he managed to conserve that much energy. So, again, it's the Stayers Hurdle, it's the most important thing. And, to ride the race from the front, when it works, it looks easy, but it's definitely, you've got to get the fractions right. And, Danny today, I think he definitely deserves all the plaudits.
Yeah, absolutely. And another good winner was Allaho in the Ryanair, defended that from last year. It wasn't quite as impressive as it was last year, but equally, it was just good enough in its own right.
Yeah, exactly. Look, he's a fantastic horse, and he's just like he's a tank. And he made a bit of a mistake at the last, but he just pushed it out of the way. I think he is he was the best horse on show today, and he proved that with a very, very decisive win. And the Irish have took the 2 main events today, but I think that's the thing. That was a quality affair, and the handicaps. It's nice to see the British really have done well again today.
Absolutely, and we'll go into tomorrow, obviously, for people using the free play spot bet at tote.co.uk. We'll start with the Triumph and have a look at that and pick a couple of races out for Dickie to pick some in. But Vauban and Pied Piper are at the top of the market, and again, could be dominated by the Irish.
Yeah, I think the Irish look to have a very strong hand. Vauban, obviously, he's the sort of horse that they seem to have done all the right things. But I think Pied Piper, the way he won here, I think Gordon Elliott, obviously, I think it was a pretty strong inclination. He brought him over here to see how he'd handle the track, and he was very, very impressive. So Pied Piper, I think for me, probably just comes out on top. There's a horse of Skelton's, Dr. Panassus. I think he looks like a really, real nice horse, and with the ground the way it is, and just that slightly slower surface, I just thought he's a horse at a slightly bigger price. Hopefully he could be the best of the British.
Absolutely, and the Albert Bartlett is another. It's going to be a slog in still what is slightly testing conditions out there. It's dried up a little bit, but still be a slog on used ground. And Hillcrest could be one where the British can get a good one on the board.
Yeah, I think he's a really classy horse, and it's always a hard work, this race. It's always a 3 mile for novice hurdlers. It's a long way, but again, Hillcrest, he ticks all the right boxes. He's a lovely, big, strong horse. He's a 7-year-old. Hopefully, he'll cope with it all. And like I say, everything he's done so far has been lovely to watch. And I know Henry Daly sort of thinks he's in good form, and his horses are in good order. So I'm hoping it's again we can get one over on the Irish again.
And tomorrow's feature race, the Gold Cup. I know Zoe will probably want to ask you about Native River and some of the memories of you winning that with him.
Yeah, it was 4 years yesterday since you won that, Richard. What does it take to win a Gold Cup? Obviously, you've won it on my favourite ever horse. What does it take to win a Gold Cup?
Yeah, look, Native River was an absolute star. You couldn't wish to ride a more genuine, honest horse than he always gave everything. Wherever you finished, you always knew he'd given everything. And obviously, the day he won the Gold Cup here, it was without a doubt one of the highlights of my career. And I'll never forget that day. But for me to win a Gold Cup, you need a horse that has got loads of stamina, got the right attitude. It's always a good sized field, it's always a quality field, so there's no point in the race you get a chance to have a breather. It's not like you can ride a race in the Gold Cup. Really, you've almost need to be not far away off the pace, and then have that horse as well with the right attitude to answer every call at the end of the race. So I think that, again, this is a really wide open Gold Cup this year, and again the Irish definitely got the stronger hand, but it's hard to be very, very strong on one horse. I think Galvin is the horse for me that won here last year. He's got course form, he just seems to be improving. I won a novice or a maiden hurdle on Galvin in August 2018 around Perth, and I must admit I'd have never sort of said he was going to win in a Gold or run in a Gold Cup at that point. But he's, Gordon Elliott's done really well with him. He's just an improver, and I think the stamina is a huge thing, and I can't see him being out the 3. But Tote is the class horse, I think, in the race. It's just whether now with this rain softened ground, and it's still going to be hard work tomorrow. It's just whether from the last fence to the winning post, he's got that extra bit of stamina. That would worry me. But for me, Galvin is the horse that he's still improving. And I think, he's the horse that I think we'd want to ride.
Yeah, obviously Native River would have loved this ground, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'd quite like him to be back here. And obviously, 12 months ago we were hoping he could regain his crown. And again, he'd been an amazing horse. But again, for me, when it was here yesterday on the Wednesday with all that rain, he'd have gone round in second gear, I think.
Absolutely. And just a word on the mare's chase. It's one that's become more popular and has got some good runners in it, the likes of Ellie May, Mount Ida and Concertista, all horses that have run well here at Cheltenham and have course form, especially Mount Ida and Concertista.
Yeah, I think Concertista is the horse for me that, again, just very classy mare, and I think the mares races have been a real plus to the Cheltenham Festival, because mares are we're showing now how even something like Honeysuckle or they can really go up to the top level, and it just gives them it's a new aspect for people to see as well, and gives those mares a chance to shine as well on the big stage. So, but again, this is definitely the sort of creme de la creme of the mares, and Mount Ida, just again another one of Gordon Elliott's that's improving. So that would definitely be a tick in the right box. But Concertista for me would be, I think, the horse that, again, if I was having to, obviously Willie Mullins has had one or two frustrations. Obviously today he had should have had a winner, but just unlucky. But on the whole, his horses are absolutely flying. So I think for me that's the one I'd be going with.
Absolutely. So keep an eye out for Willie Mullins in the play spot tomorrow, and head to tote.co.uk to get a free play spot.